Good evening. I'd like to welcome all of you to the City Government Center in Twinsburg, Ohio for our November 26th council meeting. Shannon, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Fury?
Here.
Mr. Post?
Here.
Mrs. Labby? Here. Mrs. Walker?
Present.
Mr. Bonacci?
Here.
Mr. Barr?
Here.
Mr. Bellin?
Here.
Okay. Can we stand for the prayer and pledge of allegiance? Almighty and eternal God, you know the longings of men's heart, and you protect their rights. In your goodness, watch over those in authority so that people everywhere may enjoy freedom, security, and peace. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And now we'll have the Twinsburg Honor Guard lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. The Twinsburg Fire Honor Guard will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Left turn, march. Detail, halt. Present arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you.
Arms. Mark time, march. Right turn, march. Forward, march.
I'm starting to like that every meeting. So, that looks sharp. Okay, we can take our seats. All right. Next on the agenda is to review the minutes from our last meeting. This time I'd like to make a motion to have the minutes from our regular council meeting on November 12th, 2024 approved as submitted. Is there a second?
Second.
I yield.
Mr. Bellin seconds. Any discussion? Shannon, call the roll.
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mr. Bellin?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Bonacci?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby?
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Mayor Scafidi for our presentations and awards. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fury. Brighton Stoddard. There he is. Come on up, Brighton. Are you? Thanks. Okay. We have a proclamation for Brighton tonight, and I'll read it to you. Goes this way. Whereas the administration, council, and residents of the city of Twinsburg, Ohio, extend congratulations to Brighton Stoddard Dare for his achievement in earning the rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas Brighton achieved the rank of Eagle Scout on September 6, 2023, and whereas the Eagle Scout is the highest achievement or rank attainable in the Boy Scout program. Brighton is a member of Troop 223 from the Lake Erie Council. His award includes World Conservation, NOA Camping Gold, Order of the Arrow, OA Brotherhood, National Youth Leadership, Training, 100 Nights of Camping, and the David B. Appel Scholarship that is awarded to an Eagle Scout for exemplifying education, achievement, and service to the community. You've been very busy. Whereas, for his Eagle Scout project, Brighton led a project to make a beautiful outdoor pollinator garden more enjoyable and functional at the Twinsburg Public Library and the Twinsburg Garden Center. He did this by removing building and replacing the wood bench for visitors, building and installing two pergolas, right? Okay, over 2 different benches, restaining all fencing at the 2 gardens, excavating and leveling the exiting path to ensure safety from the library parking for the garden entrance, installing a mailbox post at the library garden, and installing weed guards around the perimeter of the fence to prevent weed intrusion. He spent a total of 345.25 hours on this project. And whereas Brighton is a junior at Twinsburg High School, he's a member of the Great Expectations Show Choir and is a senior patrol leader, BSA Troop 223, and participates in downhill snow skiing and AYSO soccer. And whereas, now therefore I, Sam Scafidi, Mayor of the City of Twinsburg, express my congratulations to Brighton Stoddard Dare on achieving a prestigious and honorable rank of Eagle Scout. I further congratulate his family, friends, and fellow Scouts as they gather to commemorate this special occasion. In witness thereof, I have hereunto subscribed my name and caused the official seal to be affixed this 26th day of November, 2024. Brighton, what an achievement. Thank you so much. Is that your mom? You want to introduce her? Who's here with you?
My entire family's here. My dad, my mom, and my 2 sisters in the
Awesome.
back. Yeah.
Okay, well, good. You should be proud of him. He's done a lot in his short life, so that's good. I can imagine there's much more good things coming from Brighton. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for being here tonight. Actually, congratulations, Brighton. That's quite an accomplishment on behalf of the fire department. We're here tonight for another big celebration as 3 young men start a full-time career with our fire department. Before we get going, I want to thank you for choosing Twinsburg. If you don't know the market right now for firefighter paramedics, they can choose whoever they want. We are fortunate enough to have Nathan, Brandon, and Justin choose Twinsburg and endure a very long and arduous journey, right, with the vetting and the background checks. And they actually started on the 17th, so they're busy doing their orientation. But to pick Twinsburg means a lot to our organization. We're a hard-working organization. We run a lot of calls. We have a lot of history and a lot of tradition, but we don't stop there. We want to cause new traditions to start, and that begins with you. You got a long journey ahead. I can see the light end of my career tunnel, and you're just beginning yours. So I can't wait to see what's next. I know the guys and the gals here at Twinsburg Fire welcome you with open arms as you become part of our family. To their families, we got their backs. The City of Twinsburg has been such a great supporter of our organization, from the mayor, council, finance department, HR, law, everybody, in growing our department to fit our community's needs. We are very busy. I'm sure you heard, well, they've been working their 40 hours during the week, and the squad keeps going. And if you were paying attention today, Mayor, we had another good save. From talking to CPR to right to the cath lab. So just some great paramedics here, greatly talented, and just pay attention to them. We know you're going to be good medics. We do a lot of that. We do it all day long. But what we really train hard is in fires, right? We don't get a lot of fires anymore as a fire service. We're not an urban fire department, so we train hard at that. Those high-risk, low-frequency events, that's what gets us in trouble, so that's what we train on. But to your families, we got them. We got your backs. Our staff make sure that everybody goes home safe. So we're very, that's one of our standards, and we make sure that everybody goes home. So without further ado, why don't you come up and have Mayor Scafidi swear you in. Before we do that, Mayor, I just want to give a little background. Brandon, he grew up in Bedford. He currently lives in Hinckley. Went to the Tri-C Fire Academy. He's part-time with Hinckley and Valley Fire District. He's a Nordonia High grad, like me, and a couple others in our department. Go Knights. And on his time off, he enjoys hiking, watching sports, cooking. That's good. Working out, hanging with friends. Nathan grew up in Menor, and he started off with actually early in the high school. They have through the Prairie Explorers. So through high school, he was able to get his EMT and his firefighter certifications. Then he continued on to get his paramedic through UH-JAGA, which a lot of our firefighters are going through that system now. He's part-time at Willoughby Hills Fire Department, and he enjoys the same thing, hiking, fishing during the warmer months, as well as being with friends throughout the year. Justin, if he looks familiar, he was part-time. He's a success story on our end because when he first applied, he had nothing. He had no EMT or no fire. And we had a cadet program back then, but we decided not to go forward with that. And he was just patient enough, and he tested very well on the civil service exam. So he's been part-time for a little bit, but he doesn't have another fire department. His first fire department is Twinsburg. So he's one of ours from the very beginning, and we can't be prouder to have you on board. He's also a second-generation firefighter. His brother's also a firefighter paramedic, so we're really proud to have him here. No part-time job. Enjoys working out. They all like working out, playing sports, and hanging out with their friends. So, we expect all three to bond. They're all going through the orientation process. And if you're out around back, working at City Hall, you can see them out back stretching hose lines and learning our system. So, Mayor, if you wouldn't.
You know, as the chief said, when he approached and said that, you know, it was time that we brought our department back up to speed or grew out our department, you know, what these guys go through to get to where they're standing here today, the vetting process is not a simple task. And any of you in the room that have gone through this process knows that what these guys have gone through. And so it's my honor to be able to swear them in. I feel like we've got the best of the best standing right up here. They're going to join our department, and what we already have is a tremendous fire department, EMS department. These guys are going to add to it. So again, I'm so honored and proud to be here to be able to swear them in. So let's get it done. Ready to join us? Okay. All right, the mic's over here today, so if you want to speak up a little bit when you repeat after me. After the word "I," state your name and repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I.
Joseph Lovell.
Okay. Okay. Do you hereby solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
Constitution and laws
Constitution and laws
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
the Charter, ordinances, and resolutions
the Charter, ordinances, and resolutions
of the City of Twinsburg,
of the City of Twinsburg,
Ohio,
Ohio.
and I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
honestly, and impartially
honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
as a full-time firefighter paramedic
as a full-time firefighter paramedic
of the City of Twinsburg Fire Department
of the City of Twinsburg Fire Department
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
as I shall answer to God.
as I shall answer to God.
Congratulations. You gonna bring the moms up?
All three have their mom back, putting their baggage on.
Come on up, Mom.
Make sure you pick the right song.
This one's already open, be careful. Stab yourself. No. They're ready to go in action. They're not talking.
No emotional speeches?
I would just say I'd like to thank the department for bringing us on. I have had no prior experience, and them taking a chance on me means a lot. And to all the people on the department, thank you for bringing me up, training me up, and making me part of your family. Chief, thank you for allowing us to become part of the family as well. And then my family and friends that are here, everybody, thank you for putting up with all the trouble that I've been going through. So thank you.
Pressured me into it. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to join your family. It truly means a lot, and thank you for taking a chance on me. Thank you so much to my family, as well as my girlfriend's family, for supporting me through everything and dealing with school and all these processes. It truly means a lot. Thank you, Chief, so much for helping us through along this whole process. Truly, thank you.
I'm not one for public speaking, but I would like to thank the city of Twinsburg and Chief Basso for taking a chance on me. This was by far my favorite department to ride with when I was in medic school, and I'm just excited to be here and actually get to stand here with you guys. I hope to grow and evolve with you guys. And to my family, girlfriend, and friends, you guys are awesome. Thank you for the support, and thanks for putting up with me during medic school with my mood swings and a little bit of craziness. All right, thank you guys.
Stay safe, you guys. Be safe. I'm sure that all the men and women that you're going to be working with will take care of you. Bring them up the right way. We'll show them exactly what you guys have done and how to make themselves good firefighter medics. So, and I'm sure that that's going to happen. So I appreciate all of you as well bringing these guys up and taking them on. So thank you.
Okay.
We're going to need over here.
Okay, they're going to sign the paperwork, and then we're going to take a recess so that gives you a chance to leave gracefully and go to the party next door. And congratulations to all three of you. Oh, that's a good picture. That's a good one. They're all signing at the same time, looking up. You know, Chief Basso got a good one there. So
Chief, you want to take a picture? Do you want to take a picture next to them?
you got pictures later? Okay. All right. So at this time, I'd like to adjourn, or I'd like to take a 5-minute break. We'll start again at 7:55.
We'll be going back to the fire department.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to reconvene the city council meeting for November 26th, after we've cleared all the firemen out to the party. We're back to an empty room almost. Next on our agenda is audience participation. Do you have anybody for audience participation, please?
We have one. Svetlana Novak.
Okay.
Svetlana.
Svetlana Novak.
Okay. Svetlana, you get 5 minutes, and we'll tell you when there's 1 minute left. With 5 minutes, we'll tell you when there's 1 minute left, and please make your remarks to me. And can you state your name and address for the record?
Svetlana Novak, 2472 Warren Parkway, Unit 21, Twinsburg, Ohio, 44087.
Okay.
Okay, I have numbers of things. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it today, but that's what I decided is going to be the first one.
What am I listening to? I can't see your phone.
Okay. Then there's one of the videos that I have, and that video was made by him. Somehow, by the people who was investigating my case, I was told that I have to remember where I come from, and it's not a good time to fight. I come from Russia. I come from a very good family. My father is a high-top judge in the city and the whole region. I couldn't even expect from the person that I will be treated the way that I was treated. Unfortunately, it's a lot of shame. But I'm trying to say that if somebody is going through what I'm going through, in their case being violated, not right way investigated, I believe it was happened purposely by the Twinsburg Police Department. I was asked by the Lieutenant Waltz, come back later with my problems, because right now it's not a good time. Also, I have other situations like there was violations of no contact order that I have with that person.
Thank you.
She have to take medication.
Well, you should have given it to her first you came.
She's on antibiotics. So, in the police report was nothing saying that it's a violation of no contact order because my child was pulled away from my hands. Also, the person violated my child's health rights and refused to give it to her medication that was prescribed by the emergency center. It was antibiotics. And he took the child and he left, but in the police report, it was said that the father forgot to medication, took the child early, nothing about the violation. And that's really hurt my case. And so that all of you will know, I believe all of you put your 5 penny in me losing my child. And I'm seeing my child every other weekend from Friday to Sunday. So thank you very much for all of you to be part of what I'm going through, and have a happy holidays.
That's all we have this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Next on our agenda is council communications and committee reports. Mr. Barr, do you mind starting?
No, not at all. Thank you, Mr. Fury. Since our last meeting, none of my committees have met, with the exception of the Finance Committee. I will let Mr. Bellin report on that a little later this evening. Planning Commission was canceled this month due to lack of agenda items, but there is a Planning Commission meeting scheduled for Monday, December 18th here in Council Chambers. That'll be at 7 o'clock, I believe. Yep. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Bonacci.
Earlier this evening, I also attended the Finance Committee meeting. On Tuesday, November 19th, I attended the Board of Building Zoning Code Appeals. There were 3 agenda items, 2 of which passed. One for a garage addition, storage addition on 9037 Ravenna Road, and the other one in addition to a house on a interestingly shaped lot that needed a little bit of variance at 1613 Ridgewood Court. The other appeal request for Patton Court, that one has been tabled pending more information from the property owner. That's the formal reports. I'd like to remind senior citizens that our applications for snowplow, we have 3 days left to register for that snowplow program with the senior center. And that concludes tonight's report.
Thank you. Mrs. Walker?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My committees have not met, therefore I have nothing to report. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Post?
Thank you. I attended the finance meeting earlier this evening, and I will let Mr. Bellin report on that. I just want to thank the finance department, Christina, for just a fabulous presentation and just all around just the great work that you do every day in this place. So thank you for that. I attended the ARB meeting on November 21st, and there were 5 cases. Joe's Coffee is going to be coming over here to Darrow Road, right down here next to in the Subway Plaza over there. Not really Subway Plaza, but he promises that we will all love the smell of the coffee as we go by. Nice. So there's that. And then we had a bunch of signs, and we had an addition put on, and they were all approved. That is my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Post. Mrs. Laddie?
Thank you. Good evening. None of my committees met this period, so I have nothing to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bellin?
Good evening. As mentioned, the Finance Committee did meet before caucus this evening. We got an outstanding 2025 budget presentation by Mrs. Conway. I can't do it justice. So I would suggest if you're interested in that you watch the Finance Committee. But I will say that your commitment to transparency, flexibility, comprehensive, and reliability is very evident in the presentation and in the work that you and your department is turning out. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I was also a big fan of the move towards some additional technology that we don't have currently in the city. So I think that is a very good thing for the future of the city of Twinsburg. So thank you again for that. The next meeting of the Finance Committee will be on Tuesday, January 28th at 6:30 p.m. here in Chambers. This does represent my last Finance Committee as chair. Not sure if I'll be asked to be put back on, but I would like to thank my fellow committee members for this year, Mrs. Conway, her staff, the mayor, and the rest of the administration for doing a great job this year with finance. Nothing further this evening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next Park and Rec meeting is February 22nd. Just a couple things. On December 18th, the Hilton Garden Inn is having a blood drive. Starts at 7 in the morning, ends at 6 at night. It's redcrossblood.org is the site that you could sign up on. There's a critical blood shortage throughout the country, and the Red Cross is doing everything they can to fix that. If you're eligible, if you haven't given blood in 90 days, please consider giving blood for a Christmas present. I'd like to wish Chris Noga, our former chief of police, a happy birthday today. And I'd like to talk about Shop with a Cop. So Shop with a Cop, the police department collects donations so that we could take underprivileged children to a store and walk around with them and help them pick out gifts for Christmas. 80 to 100 kids typically. I mean, it's a lot of people. If you can donate to them, we would appreciate that. If you drop off a check or mail it to the Twinsburg Police Station at 10075 Ravenna Road, or drop it off at the dispatch center, they're looking for donations up till December 5th. Any amount would be great. And again, please support our Twinsburg Shop with a Cop. That's all I have. Mayor, do you have any reports or department heads?
Yeah, I just have a quick report. Just want to report on, this year I've done the Muffins with the Mayor with the seniors. And I'll tell you what, it's turned out to be such a great program with our seniors. I enjoy going there. It was done quarterly. When I go, I give a little report, and I usually bring a department head with me. And, I bring in cupcakes, and they have, coffee and things like that. I brought a little bit different for the holidays last week when I went there, and we had some cider, and we had some fruit bowl, and it's just a great time together to spend with the seniors. And before I closed the meeting, I thought, let me find out if they really want this again. Should I start it all over again next year? And I'm happy to say I was proud of it, that overwhelmingly they all want to see this happen again, and we're going to do another season of it next year. So we'll be planning our Muffins with the Mayor again with our seniors. It's really a fun event. They enjoy it, and I think we enjoy it more, though, to be there. We have the letters to Santa. I just have a couple announcements that there's a mailbox at the community center that you can drop off letters to Santa Claus from your children, and make sure you have your address and everything written clearly on it. You can also drop off the letters at the Winter Wonderland, which is coming up on the 7th of December. There'll be a letter drop off there. And every one of these letters will be responded to these children. They'll get a letter back from Santa. Anything they'll receive after the 13th of November, there's no guarantee that we'll be able to respond to them in time for Christmas. Light the Night's coming up again. This is our Hanukkah, where we celebrate Hanukkah. That's coming up on December 30th.
Yeah, it's late.
Pardon me? Right? Did you say something?
It's correct. Yes, we just said it's late this year.
Yeah. It's on the 30th from 6 to 8. Did somebody mention this right? I didn't.
No, I apologize, Mayor. I was talking
Okay.
to Mr. Post for a second.
And then finally, we've got the another really popular event is our annual Santa run with the fire department. Santa comes on a fire truck, and they go around the city and deliver things to the children. It's going to be on Sunday, December 8th, starting at 9 a.m. Santa will be coming around the city and delivering the toys to your children. So, again, the Parks and Recreation Department's been very busy. They've got a lot of good things. We've got a lot of great events going on. Twinsburg always does as we close out the year. Twinsburg does a great job. I couldn't be more proud to be the mayor of any other city than the city of Twinsburg for what we have. It's a community of pride, a community of doing things, and once again, I think we knocked it out of the park this year with all the events that we have going on. So, other than that, I would just like to wish everybody a happy, healthy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody enjoys it with their families or friends or whoever they choose, and that's it. That's all I have. I have no department heads. Christine, I think, told me she talked enough, so she's done.
She talked enough?
Yeah.
Next.
It was a really,
50
you should
minutes.
watch the finance meeting. It was really good.
Don, you want to say anything? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Don. Okay, IT is passed. All right. Okay, that brings us to our next agenda item, which is legislation. And we'll start with ordinance 93, 2024.
An ordinance amending Chapter 111 of the codified ordinances of the City of Twinsburg regarding council representatives and declaring an emergency.
Okay, this is this stands on that's its third reading. So at this time, and this is council rules, we've talked about this in caucus. This time I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 93, 2024 as an emergency. May I have a second? Second.
I yield.
Okay, Mr. Bonacci seconds. Is there any comment on the emergency? This is just so we can get it codified. Shannon, call the roll, please, on the emergency.
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mr. Bonacci?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby?
Yes.
Mr. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Bellin?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 93, 2024 passes as an emergency 7-0. Resolution 119, 2024.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the city of Reminderville to provide certain police and fire dispatching services and declaring an emergency.
Okay. That's the third reading of 19, 2024, but we are going to not take action on this tonight as we work out some final details that the mayor's looking at. Ordinance 120, 24.
The permanent appropriation ordinance for 2025, approved by council from estimates submitted by the mayor, providing for the ordinary expenses and other necessary expenses of the city of Twinsburg, Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Now, ordinance 120, 24 stands on its second reading. Ordinance 121, 2024.
An ordinance amending Section 509.09 of Chapter 509, Disorderly Conduct and Peace Disturbance of the codified ordinances of the City of Twinsburg regarding state of emergency within the city.
Okay. Ordinance 121, 2024 stands on its second reading now. Resolution 123, 2024.
A resolution accepting the bids of the vendors for the 2025 Parks and Recreation and wastewater chemical contract and declaring an emergency.
Okay. Resolution 123, 2024 now stands on its second reading. Resolution 124, 2024.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with TMS Engineers Incorporated to provide the design for citywide traffic signals.
Okay. Resolution 124, 2024 now stands on its second reading. Ordinance 125, 2024.
An ordinance affirming the annual wage increase for the non-bargaining unit employees effective January 1st, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Okay. This stands on its first reading, but it does have an emergency clause. This time, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules excuse me. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to waive the three reading rule so that we can put Ordinance 125, 2024 on emergency and pass it this evening. May I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Walker seconds. Purpose for this is so that we can get the increase in so that accounting can make the changes as appropriate in January. This time I'd like to make a motion to, okay, we have a second. Can we vote on the emergency, please?
Mr. Fury?
Thanks, Shannon. Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Bonacci?
Yes.
Mr. Bellin?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby?
Yes.
Okay. The three reading rule has been waived, 7-0. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to adopt Ordinance 125, 2024 as an emergency. May I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Post seconds. Any discussion? Shannon, would you call roll, please?
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mr. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Bonacci?
Yes.
Mr. Bellin?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 125, 2024 passes as an emergency 7-0. Ordinance 126, 2024.
An ordinance amending Chapter 923 of the codified ordinances of the City of Twinsburg regarding the municipal cemetery.
Okay. This is the cemetery resolution, or ordinance that we talked about putting on an emergency. So this time I'd like to make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule for ordinance 126, 2024. Is there,
That's perfect.
is there?
I wanted to just note that it won't be
just couldn't let
effective
me go.
immediately.
It's my last night. You just couldn't let me go, could you? I was on a roll, and here you go. I mean, I have this.
I know, your
What are you
motion
gonna
is
say? Then what are
fine.
you saying?
I just wanted to clarify for the rest of your council, not you.
Thank you.
It will be there'll be 30 days until it's effective, even if you pass it tonight, which is fine.
Thank you. Duly
Did you know?
noted.
See?
Yeah.
Important information.
We could discuss that
Because
further.
it's not on an emergency.
Correct, yeah, but we are gonna waive as Mr. Fury just pointed out, we are gonna waive the 3 reading rule.
Right.
Which
Okay.
he made the motion, and I think it's ready for a second.
I did, but I thought we were, since we waived the 3 reading rule, then we adopted it as an emergency.
You can add the standard emergency. You have to
can
add
add.
the standard emergency clause to.
But I can't do that until I get this emergency.
Read it 3 times, too, I guess.
That's right.
Just gonna
That's
throw
right.
that one
You
out
can't do
there.
it yet.
Okay.
But right now, you,
Second on the
Second.
Mr. Post seconds.
Well, we're not doing the emergency on the waiving of the 3 reading rules. is
Great.
what I said.
Shannon, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mr. Post?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Bonacci?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby?
Yes.
Mr. Bellin?
Yeah.
Okay. So waiving the 3 reading rule.
yeah, so now it's actionable, President.
I understand. I said now we've waived the 3 reading rule, 7-0. Now I'd like to adopt ordinance 126, 2024. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Bonacci seconds. Is there any discussion? Shannon, call the roll.
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mr. Bonacci?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby?
Yes.
Mr. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Bellin?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yep.
Okay. Ordinance 126, 2024 passes 7-0. Ordinance 127, 2024.
An ordinance amending ordinance 05, 2024 with respect to appropriations for the pool pack project design Phase 1 to redesignate the previously appropriated funds from an advance to a transfer and declaring an emergency.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to waive the 3 reading rule for ordinance 127, 2024. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bonacci seconds. Reason for waive the emergency, or 3 reading rule is so that we can get the pool pack moved. We've been talking about the pool pack for 5 years. Shannon, would you call the roll on the waiving of the 3 reading rule?
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mr. Bonacci?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Bellin?
Yes.
Mr. Post?
Yes.
Okay. So the waiving of the 3 reading rule passes 7-0. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 127, 2024 as an emergency. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bellin seconds. Is there any discussion on the pool pack? Shannon, call the roll.
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mr. Bellin?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Bonacci?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby?
Yes.
Mr. Post?
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 127, 2024 passes as an emergency, 7-0. That concludes the legislation portion of our meeting this evening. Next on our agenda is unfinished business, new business, and miscellaneous. Mr. Barr, can we start with you again?
Happy Thanksgiving.
There you go. Mr. Bonacci?
Today concludes my first year on council, and I would like to thank everyone from the city's administration that I've met with, that have helped me better understand the operations, from all the department heads, the staff, my peers on council. Thank you for getting me through, or helping me get through this first year. That concludes my report.
Appreciate that, sir. Mrs. Walker, you have anything for us?
Happy Thanksgiving.
There you go. All right, Mr. Post?
Happy Thanksgiving. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, Mrs. Labby?
I'd like to say congratulations to the Eagle Scout Brighton Star to Dare, and also the firefighters who were sworn in, Justin, Brandon, and Nathan. Congratulations.
Thank you. Mr. Bellin?
I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, to those that are safe travels, and Mr. Fury, well done this year. It was a challenging year to be president of council. Thank you for your service, I appreciate it.
I appreciate that. I would like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving as well, and I'd like to thank my peers for allowing me to run the meetings for the last year as council president. It's been, as Mr. Bellin said, it's been an exciting year. So I hope that we have a smoother 2025.
Me too.
And I'm sure the next guy will do a fantastic job. So, Mayor Scafidi, you have anything?
I have nothing further tonight. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bazana.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone and to
Well
the
done.
community of Twinsburg.
Okay. Christina?
Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for everyone's support for the budget for next year.
Okay. Mrs. Collins?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, and there we go. And that concludes our unfinished business, new business, and miscellaneous. We have no absent members to excuse, so at this time, I'd like to make a motion to enter into executive session, discuss matters pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code 121.22G4, negotiations, preparing for, conducting, or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment. May I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Bellin seconds. Is there any discussion on the executive session? Shannon, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mr. Bellin?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby?
Yes.
Mr. Bonacci?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to go into executive session, and I'll come back and close the meeting when we're done. Thank you very much. Have a great Thanksgiving.